Still trying to process this when Golden State Warriors lost to the OKC Thunder in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, 108 to 102. I had to get the stats to really absorb what I watched. Well, aside from the fact that, well, if you saw the game, you know there were calls that should have been made that were not made. Specifically, the Thunder, that walk that wasn't called with 17 seconds left, 14.5 seconds left. Big difference in the contest. Huge difference in the contest. The arena went nuts. Steve Kerr went nuts. I went nuts. My mother went nuts. Awful. But I digress. This is not a game where you could say the Thunder were demonstrably better than the Warriors but they were better when they had to be. They came out of the half, they were down by 13, pulled to within 2, but the end stats to me told the story, particularly if you take a look at rebounds, because the edge went to the Thunder, 62 versus 55. Big difference there, because when you're talking about seconds in a game, who gets the rebound down the stretch in the winding moments of the game with this kind of close margin wins the game. That's what happened. But also, there are other stats that, well, for example, don't really tell the story. You have to see the game to see how Steph Curry was really covered close. The Thunder played choking defense on Steph Curry down the stretch after it looked like he was going to run away with them, from them, on the outset. But it didn't happen. He had 40.9% field goals. He was 9 for 22. Field goals missed. Field goals attempted, 22, but he hit 9. And 3 points, he was 6 of 14. And overall, the only Warrior that did exceptionally well from shooting percentage, well, Ezekiel and Harrison Barnes at 50%. Harrison Barnes at 62%. Ezekiel at Ezeli, at 50%, and that's it. And Barbosa. That's it. But the people you want to do well down the stretch get over 50%. Specifically, Clay and Curry, they were less than their best, and down the stretch it really showed. So that's the difference. It's the shooting, and I thought this when the Warriors first adopted this strategy of, well, living and dying on the three, is they have practiced so that the three-point was less of an uncertainty than in the past than you would think. But there was always that time. There was always that game that you hope never happened. And that's the one way to they tried 3 after 3 after 3, and they didn't hit it. And this is that game. Let's hope we don't have other games like this. But as head coach Steve Kerr said afterward, they took quick shots. Well, here's the thing, and my mom pointed out very well. They've taken those quick shots before, and they went in. Charles Barkley said the same thing. Hey, it's funny how it's a quick shot when it doesn't hit and you lose, but when it hits and you win, it's just timing and everything happens quick. Stay tuned. Disappointing loss.